It's your man, Alan Ingram, here on the Alan Ingram podcast. And I'm here with singer, songwriter, producer, coming out with his fifth and final album. I'm here with my man, Kobias Jacobs. What's up with you, my man?
Now, what's up with y'all? How you feeling, man?
I'm good, my man, just laying back, letting the dust settle a little bit. You know how it is after you finish a record. Mind's still in the music, ears still hearing mixes, but the body's just trying to unwind. I'm just enjoying the quiet for a second, taking it all in. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel that, man. I'm tired. But, we started cutting that record in early July 1st. So that was 4 months of us just constantly in the studio, pulling our hairs and, just stressing over the teeniest, tiniest details of cutting a record. We was in there stressing but feeling alive, going through the highs and lows of making music, and I'm just thankful to be on the other side. I'm finally here. I can finally just relax and say it's over. So, hey man, I'm blessed, man, and I just can't wait for people to hear it.
Now tell the people, how was the album making process like?
Honestly, it was a long, stressful 4 months. But honestly, I mean, the first month it was me going to FL every day. It was me going to the studio every day and trying to make a piece or trying to make a loop, do my part, leave the studio, come back to see what you and the team did to kind of finish the record. And it was beautiful at first, but we had to stay resilient when it came to actually lengthening the tracks. And it took some time, man. It took a lot of patience, a lot of redoing, a lot of alternating and switching up stuff. And I'm blessed that we did all of that, all that to end up with the creation we have now. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, my man. And I want to talk about the production for a sec. You've always loved my tracks throughout time and wanted me to help produce this album with you. But when it was time for you to get the records cleaned up by Daniel and the engineers outside of UDO Records, why didn't you polish the album?
That's a good question, man. And I have a lot of answers for that. First, Daniel was the mix and mastering engineer for Kobias Jacobs, which was a cover album of Lawrence Hilton Jacobs' album. But yeah, shout out to Daniel. But man, there was a lot of reasons for why I'd rather just keep you, as the producer, me and you, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? First, I mean, all the records coming out now, they deserve to be as smooth and professional and clean as they are. They're made by people. You know what I'm saying? They have that touch that we can't just get. The second was your stigma. I feel like if I was gonna work with you, I wouldn't want to clean that up. I mean, Alan, it was like your music. It had a stigma to it. People felt, when you came out, your music was soulless, and people just didn't really like your music. So if I was gonna put you on a record, I'd rather just let the people know it's me and Alan Ingram. And the third reason was because your raw style and production style was the most resonant with me. This album didn't deserve to be clean and crisp, but I didn't want it to be clean and crisp because I fell in love with your music because it wasn't clean. When I first listened to your albums, during the heartbreak, I loved your albums because for some reason it had a smooth, soulful feeling to it, and it had that soul to it, but the production and technically the mixing was very, very flawed. It was it was sharp, it was inconsistent, it was imbalanced. You know what I'm saying? The music was flawed, but it resonated with who I was, as I was a person that was charismatic and had good traits, but I had insecurities, and that contrast, that your records and me had was just beautiful. So I'd rather just work with you and, you know, put this music out raw, you know what I'm saying? And let the people hear it. So, you know, yeah, I appreciate you for that question.
You welcome. And wow, I mean, that just means a lot to me, man. I appreciate the words, and it feels good to be appreciated as people would consider me a controversial musician. Thanks, man.
No problems, man.
And you know, I started making my music to connect to people like yourself. But why did you make this album?
I was sad. I felt like a fading star. I really felt like, you know, I used to be that guy, you know, 1977, 1978. Skate rinks were packed. I had my girl. And, you know, people were listening to my music. I kind of had it all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was shining like a disco ball. But for real though, you know, as time went on, I got older. And I feel like that bright shine I had kind of faded away. People were slowly moving past me. And then the disco demolition happened not too long ago. People trying to burn down disco. And I could see the end. I could see the end from there, you know what I'm saying? I could see the end from here. And you know, the people, the rinks are done, you know, the rinks are, you know, people's not skating anymore like that. People's not calling on me to perform anymore. Nobody's really listening anymore. So, you know, I kind of wanted to cement the version of who I used to be, cement the idea of who I used to be before I faded away. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is the final one, man.
We'll fade together, man. I just want to let you know that if you feel like nobody is watching, I see you, and you still got that shine. The same shine that you had in 75, 76, 77, 78. You're still him. You're just evolving, and I'll always be here to see it.
Man, I appreciate that, man. It's just funny, man, because when I first met you in I think it was 70, 75, when we was working on Life and Love on Wasteland, we called on you to, you know, kind of edit the cover and enlarging it a little bit or enhance the album cover, the back of the album cover. And you know, we chatted, talked a little bit. You know, you was cool people. Once again, kind of weird and inhumane, but you know, it was cool. And then when we needed you to do the sound effects on Kobias Jacobs, you know, you delivered. So I appreciate you, but it's crazy how things happen, and now we're here. So you know, I appreciate you, man.
You just mentioned some classics, Life and Love on Wasteland, Kobias Jacobs. Another question I do have to ask is, why did you decide to create another instrumental album? Where were those vocals at for this record?
Where were those vocals? They were unsung, man. I did not want to sing on this album because honestly, like I said, man, insecurities, man. We heard Kobias Jacobs, and I'd rather just keep my mouth closed for, you know, I'd rather just keep my mouth closed and just let the music, you know, and the instruments speak for me, you know. After all, you know, I feel like Unsung was, you know, an instrumental record because, you know, I had so much to say that I'd rather just not say anything. I'm insecure about what I have to say, and you know, there's no point of just, you know, speaking. I'd rather just let the instruments do the speaking for me.
Brings a new meaning to unsung, huh? Now tell the people, what is unsung?
What is unsung? What is unsung to me? It is a instrumental record, a storytelling instrumental record, a time-traveling instrumental record produced by you and I, produced by UDO. You know, it's just this album tells the story of me, a guy who's, you know, faded. You know, it bends, you know, funky, energetic instrumentals with smooth, soulful ballads, orchestral feelings, and all of it in between, you know, to make something beautiful. And it's mine. It's the final album, and that's Unsung.
Beautiful. Your music is always layered with subtle symbols and immense meaning. And
Appreciate
before I
that.
let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add or let the people know?
Yeah, I got something to say. I appreciate you, Al. That's really all I gotta say, man. I appreciate you for turning my loops into full-fledged masterpieces. You know what I'm saying? Helping me achieve my vision creatively, and yeah, man, just helping me turn my dreams into reality. I appreciate you, man, for also just being there as a friend. You know, I love those long studio nights, long studio sessions of us going through the motions and, you know, laughing and making music. But I'm 10 times more blessed for those nights where I'm lonely and broken, and I have nobody to talk to, but you allow me to hit you up anytime, any day, just to say what's up and just kick it and chat. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you allow me to hit you up and talk about whatever I want, while still feeling like you understand me, and still letting me feel like, you know, I'm not a burden. You know, going through you know, heartbreak and stuff. You know, I just appreciate you for just being here for me. And as great of a musician and producer you are 2 times the therapist and 3 times the friend. So that's pretty much it, Al. I appreciate you.
Man, that means more than any Grammy does. I appreciate you, my brother. And that's a wrap from this episode with my main man, Kobias Jacobs. Make sure to check out his 5th and final album, Unsung, coming out tonight. And have a blessed